Hello everybody, welcome to Just Upright. My name is Doc Jing Ruder. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and I'm a certified dementia practitioner. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the subscribers and the viewers for sharing this channel to your sphere of influence. Thank you so much. And if you haven't checked out the channel yet, you can click on the playlist and you can see all the videos that I have made grouped together. And I have almost 50 videos on how to become a physical therapist here in the US. I have how to become a PRN or on-call physical therapist, videos on lifestyle, health videos, also on how to prevent falls for older adults, and among other things. So check the playlist out, so you might find something that might be useful for you. Okay, and also check out the books that I have on Amazon.com. I have the PT Path to US. So if you're a foreign trained therapist and you're looking for step-by-step guide on how to become a licensed therapist here in the US, this one is for you. I have practical tips for therapists prior to migrating or starting your US practice here in the US. So words of wisdom before you embark with your practice to prepare you mentally, psychologically, professionally. And also I have the third book is Just Upright, Practical Tips to Improve Your Posture, Your Balance, and Decrease Fall Risk. This is for both older adults and as well as clinicians if you want to be updated with the latest standardized tests that you can use, simple and effective and acceptable to monitor the progress of your patients. Simple exercise, home exercise program that you can give to your patients that are backed up by research studies. So if you go to Amazon.com and type GINALYNRUDER, these books will pop out. So I have tons of planners available for you: monthly planner, daily planner, 2-year planner, 5-year planner. Those are all out there, beautifully designed. I have different kinds of journals: Memories of You, Life is Beautiful, It is Well with My Soul, Food Truck or Street Food Journal if you want it. Different types of coloring books, also for kiddos, like coloring books, pre-writing workbook, 4-in-1 kids activity book, Princesses and Fairies coloring book, My Cute Unicorn notebook, graph composition notebook. I also have this cursive handwriting workbooks, and also different kinds of notebooks such as guitar tab, handwriting practice notebook, unicorn notebook, Korean writing notebook, graph paper, isometric graph and dot grid notebook, sports score sheet for tennis, golf and skydiving, and dog walker logbook, sketchbook, recipe book, finger labyrinth, wedding guest book. So check those ones out. So for today's episode, we're going to talk about the most common misconception about dementia. And actually, this is about the early dementia that I would like to point out. Okay, so being a physical therapist, of course, it is my duty to review the chart of the patient, interview the patient, interview the family member if they're around. Okay, and during this interview and patient education, family interview, okay, so of course you interact with the patient. We ask the orientation of the patient to time, place, person, and recent events or situation. And this is where you're going to see whether the patient is having a memory issue, memory problem. So one thing that I always come across is that if I ask a family member, for example, if they have any concern with the patient having memory problem or memory issue, the family member will answer, "Oh no, the memory is good. She remembers everything, way back then. She remembers about, her parents, her siblings, things long ago. She will always tell me a story when she was young. So her memory is really good. It's solid. We don't have any problem with memory." And then I will interview the patient. And then I will notice during our conversation that the patient is not able to recall. For example, short-term memory, what did the patient have for breakfast this morning? Or the patient cannot recall why did she actually end up in the hospital? What led to the hospitalization? Okay, so the most common misconception is that patient is not having any memory issue or may not be having dementia because they can remember the long-term memory. Okay, so in early dementia, the first memory that will go away or will be affected is actually the short-term memory or the recent memory, the recent events, not the long-term events or the long-term memory. The long-term memory will be affected as the dementia progresses. So it will be affected in the end stage or the late stage of dementia. But the first thing that will be affected is actually the short-term memory. Okay, so you have to, this is important for us as therapists because we are looking after the safety of the patient. So if our patient is living alone and managing their own medication or claim to manage their own medication, they don't have any family members watching what they take every day or setting up their medication, it is very dangerous for them to go back home and manage their medications on their own if they're having memory problem, okay? Because they can overdose, underdose, or just totally forget their medications. Another concern about memory problem is that, for example, they're cooking and they forgot that the stove was on and they went out, okay? So that is a fire hazard, okay? So it is critical for therapists, for us, what is the living situation of the patient? Is the patient having some memory problem? Because it will help us to coordinate this concern with the speech therapist, with the occupational therapist, and with the family members to bring our concern that if the patient is living alone and we're noticing this memory problem, some confusion, problem with retention, okay, this is like we can approach the care of the patient in a more holistic way that is best for the patient. Okay, so these are the other symptoms of dementia. Okay, this I will put the reference down below, but there are so many resources online that you can go for signs and symptoms of early dementia. So these are just examples. Okay, subtle short-term memory changes, difficulty finding the right words, or word finding difficulty, we call it, changes in mood like depression, apathy, difficulty completing normal tasks, confusion, difficulty following storylines, a failing sense of direction, being repetitive, and struggling to adapt to change. So I hope this video is helpful just to have more awareness of what our older adult is going through, and if and when they need help, more help than usual, for them to be safe at home, for them to be well taken care of, and for us to come together to help them live a life that is safe, enjoyable, and free from danger, especially if they're having memory problems. So the best thing to do if you notice that your loved one is having some memory issue is to consult the doctor, okay, and express your concern that your family member is having memory problem or memory issues. Also, if you do not know that speech therapists, although the name of the discipline is speech, but they also help with older adults in strategizing or compensating for the loss of memory. So speech therapist is another discipline that can help the older adult in organizing the medication or trying to figure out how to compensate for the memory loss in order for them to be safer and in order for them to enjoy their life free of worries or fears. So thank you so much for watching and stay blessed. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button below to be updated with the latest video releases. Share this channel to other people you know who will benefit from Just Upright videos. Thank you again and stay blessed.